Fish might not be the first creatures that come to mind when you think about exciting or captivating animals, but let me tell you, they deserve way more attention than they get. These underwater marvels are full of surprises, quirks, and outright jaw-dropping facts that make them more than just a mainstay in aquariums or dinner plates. So, buckle up because we're diving into the surprisingly fascinating world of fish. First of all, did you know that fish have been around for over 500 million years? That's way before dinosaurs even showed up to the party. They've seen continents drift apart, survived mass extinctions, and evolved into over 33,000 species that swim through our oceans, rivers, and lakes today. That kind of staying power deserves a standing ovation, don't you think? One of the coolest things about fish is how diverse they are. You've got the massive whale shark, which is basically the gentle giant of the ocean, growing up to 40 feet long. Then, on the opposite end of the spectrum, there's the tiny Petacyprus fish, which is so small it could comfortably fit on your fingernail. And don't even get me started on the wild variety of shapes, colors, and patterns. From the neon bright stripes of clownfish to the camouflage mastery of stonefish, it's like nature decided to get super creative with its paintbrush. Speaking of creativity, let's talk about fish behavior. They're not just mindless swimmers, some fish are straight-up geniuses. Take the archerfish, for example. This clever little guy can shoot jets of water to knock insects off leaves and into the water. It's like they've got their own built-in water gun. Then there's the cleaner wrasse, which earns its meals by picking parasites off larger fish. Not only does this make them valuable to the underwater ecosystem, but it also shows how cooperative and resourceful fish can be. And while we're on the topic of intelligence, did you know some fish can recognize themselves in mirrors? That's right, the humble cleaner wrasse has passed the mirror test, a psychological experiment used to determine self-awareness. This is the same test that only a handful of animals, like dolphins and chimpanzees, have been able to ace. Who would have thought that a tiny fish could hold its own against some of the brainiest creatures on the planet? Fish also have some insane survival skills. Take the Antarctic icefish, for example. It lives in water so cold that it would freeze most animals solid. To survive, it has antifreeze proteins in its blood. Yup, antifreeze. Meanwhile, the lungfish can hibernate in dried mud for years, waiting for rain to return so it can go back to swimming. Talk about resilience. Now let's not forget the romantic side of fish. Some species, like seahorses, form monogamous bonds with their partners, while others perform elaborate courtship dances to win over a mate.